that this trap is unique. It can appear two completely different openings. Whether white plays e4 and we enter in the French defense, or with d4 and we reach the Trompowsky attack. The same sacrificing idea can give black excellent position, even winning one, if white goes wrong. And the best part is that even white knows the right moves, black's position remains highly playable. Let's dive in. e4, e6, d4, d5. The French defense, knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5, and now surprising move h6. And the idea is to take with queen if white plays bishop takes f6. And now white can take the pawn with e takes d5. And the same position can be reached with d4, knight f6, bishop g5, the Trompowsky opening or Trompowsky attack, e6, e4, h6, bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, knight c3, d5, and pawn takes d5. Here bishop b4 is our move, and the idea is to develop quickly, and here are the main options for white. Taking e6, bishop c4, or bishop b5. Let's see what happens after pawn takes e6. We take with bishop, and now white can already play a blunder if he tries to get some advantage by playing d5, because now this idea is quite brilliant one, to take on c3, and after b takes, queen takes check, white has to play king e2, because the rook is hanging if queen goes to d2, and now we can just play knight c6, and this is quite a nice position, because if white takes here, we can just give a check, and white has to give the queen, and black is winning. And if pawn takes on c6, we can play bishop c4, and again queen has to be white is going to lose the queen. Okay, of course this d5 is not the best move. White can try to play quick development as well, but here black can continue with knight c6 or castling. Castling is probably even better one, but if black wants to trick white, he can play knight c6. Let's see what happens after knight c6. Here, if d5 happens, we can use similar idea than we saw in the previous line. Take on c3, and when pawn takes, we take with queen, and after king e2, we can just make a long castle. These pieces are in safe because there is a pin, and of course d5 is going to fall, and there is of course many other ideas as well. Black is winning, but here white can play bishop b5 or a3, and then black's best option is probably just castle, and okay, after a3 have to take on c3 first and play in similar fashion than in this castling line. I mean, this is the castling line, and after bishop e2 we can play c5 immediately, because if white takes on c5, we can take here with check, and then again there is no good way to protect the king. If king goes here, the rook is out of play, and these pawns are very weak, and if queen goes to d2, the rook on a1 is hanging. If knight goes to d2, we can continue with rook d8, and there is no chance to castle. This knight is pinned. Okay, maybe bishop d3, but then just bring knight to the game and white's position is lost. Okay, here probably better idea is to play bishop c4 or bishop b5. After bishop b5, black can just put bishop between, and after these trades, black gets quick development, even though he's going to lose pawn, and white can trade queens like this. But according to the computer, this is still balanced position. If black takes here, and now white's pawn structure is compromised, and we can just trade queens and play knight b6 or long castling, and there is good chance to win a pawn back, and then white's position is a little bit worse because black's pawn structure is better. Okay, and after bishop c4, we can just castle, and after pawn takes e6, we take with bishop. Trade will happen, and now if queen goes to e2, we don't have to trade. We can play queen c6, for example, and the queen hits to g2, and c3 is also under attack. So this gives some edge for black, or at least initiative. What happens after knight e2? We can take on c3 again, b takes c3, and now rook e8, and because of this pin, white can't castle, and this rook is out of play. Black can continue with quite quickly development, and probably white's best chance is to play king f1, but it's very hard to play. The rook is out of play, and according to the computer, this position is already a little bit better for black. I hope you enjoyed this idea. Thanks for watching.